Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Um, this is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, episode 89, the 89th episode. Yes. And I have the privilege of joining me on this session. Leadership and NGOs, non-governmental organizations, have the privilege of joining me. Anna Agunkoye. Is it Agunkoye?
Agunke Joey. Agunke
Agunkejoye.
Joey.
Agunkejoye. Sorry, my apologies. Agunkejoye. So Anna, tell us, who is Anna?
Okay, so thank you very much, Goke, for having me on on the leadership talk. It's amazing the work you are doing. It's amazing. I'm blessed to be here, and thank you for giving me the privilege to share. So Hannah, my name is Hannah Agunke and I'm author. Um, I speak in conferences. I'm also the founder of Ladies Helpline Initiative. Is an NGO that focuses on empowering, educating, and engaging young men and girls. Building leadership skills, empowering them with training, with life skills, and all that it's endearing that will make them all encompassing and all that. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Tell us, how did you get into leadership?
Okay, so I tell people leadership is not about position. Leadership is more of disposition. You know, um, some years back, especially when I was in school, I find myself. I actually finished from University of Ilorin, Kwara State,
Okay,
Nigeria. So when I was there in Ilorin, I had opportunities to serve, particularly with a group of young females like myself. We organized campus conference programs for campus ladies, and I found it very engaging and I find it very interesting. Little did I know that I would actually be doing that also when I left school. We will bring in conference speakers from different parts of Nigeria to come and speak to young ladies on the campus. The group was
awesome,
known then as the King Daughters. The King Daughters. So we organized programs. So throughout while I was in school, I was a member until I finished my final year. I was their leader, and it was amazing. So that space actually helped me to build capacity. When it
mm,
comes to organizing programs for young women and girls. So when I left school, I didn't go into it immediately. So along the way, while after I left school, I was doing that just informally. When I see a group of girls, I love talking to them, and so that gave me the encouragement to also go ahead to write books for young girls. So I've written
wow,
over 10 books. I've written
wow,
over 10 books for young girls. One of the books is How to Be a Confident Teenage Girl, Little Wisdom for Teen Girls, The Beauty of Virginity, the 10
mm,
most important things every lady needs to know, the new wife, and all. So I have written different books for young women and girls. So because
awesome,
I'm particular about young women and girls, so that's why I trying to carve a niche for myself, in that regard. So
wow,
somehow I found myself in that leadership space, empowering young
wow,
women and girls.
awesome. That's so good. Particularly you've carved a niche area for yourself, speaking to young ladies and providing mentorship, particularly during very challenging times such as what is happening globally with mental health issues, parents almost overwhelmed to provide the necessary care and leadership for their children. And so, thank you for stepping into that very massive area, and I trust that, I feel that, your skill is much needed at a time like this. We want to salute and celebrate you for what you're doing, particularly the fact that you've also written quite a number of books. I'm an author myself, and I have a book, Customer Retention and Experiential Approach. The first edition was written 12 years ago, and we're on the fourth reprint. So I have Selling in Crisis, which is on Amazon, have online courses on Udemy, fundamentals of business etiquette. We
Wow.
have world-class customer service. We have professional selling skills, And so people are buying our courses as far as India, Malaysia, all over the world. So
Wow.
it's a delight to have you here to share your journey.
Yes, sir.
So now, what's your definition of leadership?
Okay, so let me narrow it down because yeah, I'll answer that question. But let me narrow it down to the area of oh no, the NGOs.
Okay.
So because we're talking about leadership and NGOs.
Yes.
So the roles of NGO, cannot be oversized in every society. So what do NGOs actually do? They actually you see the government can't do it all.
Hmm.
The government can't do it all. There are areas where we as individuals, as stakeholders, we need to play our roles in society.
Awesome.
So I'll begin with this. I remember some few years ago, the books, the book, there's a particular book. There's my first book I wrote. I realized that I had so much of these books which I printed out, but I was not really making much sales. So I thought that this is sales. Why not give out these books? So one day I just remember that you know what, these books I'm just going to give them out. I just packed them out of where I kept them, and I before I packed them, I went to I approached a principal of a government school in my community. So I told her that you know what, can I? And that's my first time I'll actually do a program. I said then I don't want NGO. I don't. It was just myself and my passion just to reach out. So what I had in me was not an NGO. What I had in me was a passion to see
Wow.
young girls find their place, in life. So I told the principal that I am also want to come and bring books to your school. Then I also want to talk to them. And what she told me, and I'm quoting her verbatim. She said, "Madam, why they waste your time? All these girls, they don't spoil finish." She said in
Wow.
pidgin, and I'm quoting her. That's what she told me. I can't forget. This is over. This is almost 9 years now. She said, "They don't spoil finish. Don't bother yourself. This girl, because it was a public school, and what do you expect in public school? There'll be a lot of people there. And I replied her in pidgin English, and I said, Madam, she make the spoil they go." I had to reply her. So in pidgin English, make it dey spoil they go. If we don't take our roles in things like this, make it dey spoil they go. She say, okay, if you insist,
Hmm.
if you insist, then come. And I got some experts, psychological experts who are actually in the area of teen development, psychological teen growth for things. And I got them on board with me. And
Well done.
we went to the school. You need to see this. It was an amazing session. My heart almost bled because in fact at the point there was no room, no in the class, the hall they gave us, there was no seat to sit. People were sitting down on the floor, on the windows, everywhere, just to come and hear us speak because you never had that kind of
Hmm.
speech in that community before. They
Hmm.
asked a lot of heartfelt, burning questions. Now we're talking
Hmm.
about leadership. And I tell people, I don't have to be a first lady of a state before I make impact. I don't have to be a sitting governor. I don't have to be a president. I don't have to be a senator. But wherever I find myself, anywhere I need to shine my light. So
Wow.
that is the philosophy that I've actually carried on with me in this leadership journey, finding your space, building lives, impacting community, impacting life, one girl at a time, one woman at a time, one youth at a time. Just be the light that somebody needs, and you can find that if we have this mentality of that, I don't have to be in position, because position is not leadership. Like I
Hmm.
said, it's actually more of
It's about
disposition.
disposition.
So
Wow.
when you have that mentality that leadership is not about position, about disposition, then we will not wait to become counselor or become a senator before you begin to make impact. So you make impact where you are, as you are, wherever you find yourself. So that's what works for me.
Wow. Wow. This is so good. If you just join us, this is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, and I'm on the platform with an amazing lady. Also, I'm so sorry. So sorry. My internet went off.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So I was just saying that, I mean, we're both colleagues on the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. And, what committee are you on?
So I'm the I had the committee of the Catch Them Younger.
Wow.
The Catch Them
Wow.
Younger committee in the Charity of Christian Member of Nigeria is a committee that reach out to young students in schools, teaching them on how to um, choose careers wisely, and to also let them know about the HR profession. So because a lot of young people want to be doctors, want to be lawyers, want to be engineers. So we want young people to be groomed, having a mentality that there's also what we call human resource management.
I'm so sorry. My power went off again. Yeah. Yeah. So you were saying about young
Yes.
people to be
So
groomed. Yeah.
yes, want more young people to be have to have more knowledge when it comes to the HR management, human resource management. So recently I was telling my children, my eldest son, I said, apart from me being an author and an NGO administrator, do you know what else I do? He said no. I said, if anybody asks you what is your mom, what is your mom? Tell them that your mom is an HR professional. He said, Mom, what's the meaning of HR? I said, HR means human resource. He said, what's that? That's So at that age, at 10, I started to enlighten him on what we do. So for him, it's alien. So what this is what we want to do in that committee. So we have members who are actually passionate about reaching out to young people in
Yeah.
schools. We go to schools. For example, this year we organized a program, the China Institute of Nigeria, in collaboration with our own NGO. We had a program at American Corner at Ikeja, where we
Okay.
also launched at the maiden magazine of the institute, that's of the committee, that's the HR Rising Stars. We launched the magazine. We had schools from different parts of Lagos come attend the career session, and we had HR professionals come on board, come to talk to these young people, mentor them about their career, give them career guidance and all that. But I remember there was the time I went to a particular school in Fakoichaye in Lagos, Nigeria, and we were talking to them about careers, and I listed a whole lot of careers, as in, and I asked, who wants to become a teacher? Nobody, everybody's hands was down. Who wants to become a policeman? Everyone's was down. Who wants to become a doctor? See, everybody, people's hands were flying up. Who wants to become a lawyer? Hands were flying up. So there are some professions that actually necessarily tied to their skills, that of what they can do, but they need to be aware of what that is. Not only being a doctor, being a lawyer. There are professions that they can actually move into that is outside of this doctor, lawyer, engineer. It's a good one, but we want to make it broad so that they can actually have variety of what to choose from based on what their skills and what their passion is and what they intend to be in the future. So that's basically what we do at the Catch Them Younger Committee of the CIPM Ikeja chapter.
Wow, wow. Now, I want you to speak to NGOs. I mean, there's so much mystery surrounding NGOs. Some believe that they just use them to, collect funds from donor organizations and so on and so forth. Can you speak to what is this NGOs? What is it about? Can you just give
Okay,
us some clarity?
yes, that's idea. The idea of what you just said now is actually is almost like a norm here, particularly in this climate that we have here in Nigeria. That people just stop NGOs just to get money and don't not doing anything. So let me streamline it down to us. So I won't say we, even personally and for the organization, I think we are receiving donors, big fund, and all like that. Most organizations, corporate organizations, prefer collaboration, probably in kind. For example, let me give you an example. We're actually partnering with New Horizon Nigeria. New Horizon Nigeria is actually a big ICT firm here in Lagos, Nigeria. So
Wow.
one of their thematic areas of CSR is empowering the girl child. So when we came up with a proposal that we want to be helping young girls who can afford the fee of learning ICT to bring them here to learn, they welcomed it. And then since then till now, we started in 2019, and since then till now, we've been every year we've been bringing young girls in their numbers to for
Wow.
them for new engineers to train. So we have girls trained in different web design, digital marketing, ICT fundamentals, and a whole lot in ICT they've been doing. Now, I'm just trying to answer your question based on that people just believe that NGOs for um, making money and not doing the work. So when it comes to areas like that, um, I'm in the school of thought that uh, when some internal processes and structures are not put in place, if you don't have internal processes and structures put in place, these are what things that happen. Yes,
Mm,
I'm also of the I had that knowledge that most some NGOs, might collect big funds and yet not do the work. But we still have some individuals who, because by reason of their passion, they've been doing so much for their community. For example, when I started this NGO, I 4 years down the line, I was doing a lot of activities. There was no fund.
mm,
I was hardly running it all by myself. I was just going through it, as in doing it as in based on the passion I have and
mm.
all that. So I researched the NGO in 2014, 2015. But I started work since 2011, but
Wow.
the time I went on particular on the particular TV station, then in 2012, and we did something, and they invited me to come and speak about some computer work I was doing. And they asked me on the live show, is your NGO registered? And I said, no. I said, it's not
Wow.
registered. And I didn't start telling lies on the show that it's not. I said, it's not registered. Yes, we're not registered, but we are making an impact. We're not registered, but we're touching life. We're not registered because it's actually a financial constraint, but we are not, we don't want to be constrained by our constraints. We want to make impact. So 2 years down the line, we're able to, 2 years down the line, we're able um, to register the NGO. As in, I
Wow.
got
Well
it.
done. Well done. Wow. You've gone off a bit. Yeah.
I
Well
read the
done.
NGO.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
read the NGO, and since then till now, we've been doing the work. We've been doing the work, and more importantly, for we as an organization, what works for us is collaborations and partnership, because that's just the way
Wow.
to go. But that is the new when it comes to NGO development now. Partnerships, collaborations, because we can't do it alone. Even UN agencies, they
Hmm.
need partners in all man. So we these are things that we do. So the new oil for us now is actually collaboration and partnership, which is actually key. So like, and I always say, you want to work faster, work alone, but you want to go higher, you work together. So
Wow.
we
Wow.
collaborate
Wow.
here, you collaborate here. It helps you build momentum, and I
Wow.
think that's what is actually key. So most NGOs
Wow.
should actually take a leaf from
Wow.
that and leverage on collaborations, leverage on partnerships. Let us
Wow.
synergize and make things happen. So when we synergize, when we collaborate, when we have partnerships, it makes us even accountable to ourselves, and
Wow.
makes work easier, and all that. So
Awesome.
I don't know if I
Awesome.
would have answered that question.
All right. So let me just jump in because I mean I know that you're so passionate about what this area about the girl child. You've written about 10 books on girls in particular and the ladies, I just want to celebrate you because it takes a lot of energy and passion because I know you are self-funded, you also do collaborations, but you're still you know adding a lot of value and building the critical mass, and we want to just say that thank you so much for what you're doing, particularly girls. I have two daughters, and
Amazing.
sometimes they're yeah, one is 19 and one is 16, you know
Wow.
and honestly my wife, in fact, sometimes she says that she's also a lady, but to get across to them I tell them that look, some of them, these young girls, they find it difficult to listen to their parents, and
Mm,
that's why it's good to get hired voices, somebody that can speak from um, not really a totally different perspective, but
Yes.
new music
I
to
can
their
speak their
ears.
language.
Yeah, that can speak. That's right. That can speak the language.
Exactly.
So, how do you relate to the girl child? What sort of language do you use? Even as an NGO to communicate to them.
Okay, so as it is, you see, when it comes to teen years, there's always hitches. There's this parents and teenagers. There's this relationship glitches that actually happens. You know, so for us, most more often than not, most young girls they don't like to confide in their parents, quote and unquote. Now it not depends on how it not depends on how the parents have built their relationship. So if as a toddler, as a child, before they are preteens, you've not actually established a good rapport or a good relationship with
With
them,
them?
and
Yeah.
you expect that in the teen years, there's a lot of peer pressure, there's a lot of peer influence. They listen more to their friends, their peers than even the parents and all that. So it takes more effort on the side of the parent. It takes also being intentional as a parent to establish a cordial relationship, with the girl child, and you know more often than not, in some particular areas, we see cases of teen pregnancy, some got pregnant, they're out of school and all that. So when such happens, for example, I met a lady few weeks ago. She brought in somebody she knows from her village to come and stay with her. The guy is 14 years. I know the guy, I saw the girl. So I can't believe that this same young girl she brought to live with her. She's 14 years. She just spent a year with her. She got access to her auntie's phone somehow, went on Facebook, and before you know, because of peer influence, at a point in time, without her auntie knowing, she'll use the phone to take nude pictures of herself and put it on Facebook. And this is
Wow.
someone that she was living in a godly home. But how that influence somebody who was brought from the rural area, as in how she came to the city and that influence called over her. So the man was
Mm.
now it was not affecting her marriage. She had to she told me she told me that she beat the girl, she manhandled her and sent her away. I told her you've not even solved the problem. What you just did, you just made her to just go and replicate what she's doing elsewhere. Because you
Wow.
actually not solve the problem. You say, oh, I forgot to come and call and take contact. Oh, why did the fact she had sent the girl away? She told me so many things this the girl that wasn't palatable to me. When I heard, I said, why did you do this? Look what you'd have done. Say, see, I've done it, but so now that's that about that. So parents need to be intentional. And one of the ways parents can be intentional in relating with the your child is acquiring knowledge. It's not a
Mm.
crime if a parent buy a book on how to parent a teen girl or how to parent a teen boy. I even myself, I have three boys. I didn't have a girl. I have three boys, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. And people say, you need a girl. You they are always talking about women and girls. You won't have girl. You have a girl. You have to ask her. Don't worry, I have daughters already. The girls will come. They are even here already. So it's not about So I have a lot of young girls that I mentor. So when
Mm.
parents or guide or counselors or sorry, when parents or guardians don't speak the language they understand. You see, they tend
Mm.
to be a friction. There to be a friction in communication. So when there's friction in communication, it creates resistance. That the teen girl, forget she's not speaking my language, don't because they're not. And once you have parents or guardians who don't have a listening ear, you don't create an environment where they can actually express themselves. Then there's a
Mm.
problem. There's a
Wow.
problem. These are the issues we want to address come October 11 at American Corner. I was with the American Corner director yesterday we are looking at how we celebrate the day of the girl child. This year is going to be more intentional. It's going to be more child. They want to celebrate the day of the girl child. They want to bring girls together from part of
Wow.
Lagos to talk about to create women to girls mentorship. As it's going to be a big one. It's coming up
Wow.
in October 11. We want to celebrate the day of the girl child. I'm going to do it as a very, very. It's going to be an wholesome, productive engagement. But we want to
Okay.
bring
Thank.
women up there, bring them down to the girls, where you have women mentoring girls in different sectors. So if I'm a doctor, you want to be a doctor, this is what I want you need to do. So when we engage them, their mind they are now engaged. They will channel their mind, their time, their resources into the right things they need to do, and not just gallivanting and having peer influence or negative peer pressure and all that.
Thank,
So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Awesome, awesome. Now I have two more questions. Now, if our listeners want to reach you, how can they locate you? Your social
okay, so
media
on
handles?
yes, on Instagram, I'm Hannah Gujo on Instagram. Hannah
Okay,
Gujo on Instagram. Although our NGO page is Ladies Helpline at Ladies Helpline. Yes,
okay,
I'm on Instagram and so on LinkedIn too, Hannah Gujo also
okay.
on
All
LinkedIn.
right. Now,
Yes.
are you very active on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I won't say fully yes. I won't say fully. I won't say.
But you have to be active because
I need to be active.
that
Yes,
yeah,
but
because a
I'm
lot
not see
of
how we can juggle as in being active on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on
no,
LinkedIn.
what I'm saying, your
Yes,
LinkedIn has to be active because
yes, it's a
yeah, so that our
professional.
listeners can get in touch with you. We want to just build up on this conversation so that they can reach out. So on LinkedIn, Anna Agunke Joye,
Employee.
am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, finally, who are your mentors? Do you have mentors?
Yes, I have mentors. One of my
Okay.
mentor is Mr. Remy Olatunbode.
Okay.
Yes, I actually worked with him. He's an amazing
Mm.
leader.
Okay.
Actually became my mentor because I was in the banking sector working with him directly as the MD. He was the MD of the bank. I was working as a PA to him. He gave me that space to be who I wanted to be. He didn't say, "Oh, we are now in the bank, so this is what." Sometimes he tells me that even during working hours, he just keeps reminding me, "Have you written that book?" I worked with him for less than 5 years, less than
Wow.
4 years, and I
Awesome.
launched like 4, 5 books. He's always on my toes, as in, why have you done this? Have you done that? He's always no. He's just someone that's amazing. Personally, I have a personal relationship with him, my mentor. Then I also have mentors that or I have mentors that we this woman, what's her name? Pastor Funke Felix Adejimo. She's also a mentor. I listen a lot to her messages, and
Okay.
I'm always blessed by it. Yes.
Awesome.
So those two people actually, yes.
All
Although I have
right.
other those ones that are my mentors. Yes.
Awesome. Well, you've heard it from the lady. We've looked at leadership and non-governmental organizations. I mean, this is just a very abridged session. We would have loved to spend more time, but she's also a very busy person. We just want to salute you and also celebrate you for coming on Leadership Talk with Adegoke. This has been the 89th podcast. Yes, 89th podcast. And you have you know, anything to say to our guests before you sign off in 30 seconds?
Okay. Yes. So, in summary, I would like to say that, like Napoleon Hill said in one of his books, Think and Grow Rich, he said, "Whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve." So
Wow.
that philosophy has actually worked for me over the years. I read that book as a teenager, and
Wow.
it has stayed with me till now. Whatever the mind
Mm.
of a man can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. So, whatever space you find yourself, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of what you are, irrespective of your age, irrespective of your class, you can actually be who you want to be. Think,
Thank you.
conceive, believe, and you can achieve. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me, Mr.
No
Bouquet.
problem. No problem. So you want to say bye bye to everyone? Thanks everyone for tuning in on the same
Bye.
time next time. Thank you so much.